Hi guys, in the last lecture we see how to access elements in JavaScript. Now move forward and in this lecture we talk about what are variables. Variables are very useful and very handy in programming language and in JavaScript. Variables in simple words means that used to store any value. In daily life example, for example, if you have a milk and you want to store it in some kind of kettles or vessels. The kettles in this scenario is a variable and your milk is your data or your value that is used to store in some kettle. Same as it is in this programming language, variables are used to store some kind of values. In back to school days, when you mathematics learn, in this scenario, you see here x is equal to 10 or y is equal to 20, some kinds of questions you learn about in these previous school days that as it is we use in this programming language. So in simple words means variables are used to store any value or any type of value. So let's get started. I first get rid of these functions here and I delete this one also, and now save and refresh. So now let's start it. Variables are used with var keyword. Var keyword are used in JavaScript to declare a variable. I write here var and the name of variables I write here x and the values I want to store in it is 10, then semicolon. So now in this scenario x is the variable that stores 10 and var is type of keyword that is used for variables. So if I write here alert to alert our value and I write here x, then I save it and reload. So now you see the 10 is alerting. That is why we write here 10. If I want to change the value here 5, and now you see here our value is 5 is alert. You notice here I do not have any double quotation here around the x. So if I double quotation and save it, now I reload. So now you see x as it is printed, because any value that is in double quotations are same printed as it is, that in double quotes. So if I want to print the variable value, we use here without double quotations of variable. If I save it and reload, so now you see our 5 is here. So that is the basic variable. Now variables are of 4 types in JavaScript. Variables we use here var, let, const and nothing. So I write here, I think one more times, if I use here x is equal to 15, now you see here what the value of x. Now this is 15 because it is replaceable or we change in after the variables. First I write here x value 5, then I modified or update the value x to 15. Now our value is printed 15 because our code runs line by line. First x value is 5, then update on line 15, that is x is equal to 15. Now our value is 15. So that is the variable var. Var is used for old browser. In first, when programming of JavaScript is entered in the world, first they entered var variable, that is var keyword first. In 2015, the new keyword let and const in JavaScript programming. So if I write here, now I go to here and I simple comment out this. I commenting out this, and after this I make another variable that is let. Let is equal to let of x is equal to 5, and now if I print here, alert of x, alert of x here, and if I save, now I refresh here. So now you see the 5 is here that put into x and the x is alert. If I want to update this, I write here x is equal to 15 or 20, and now our value is this. Now our value is 20. This means that the var and the let keywords are same. Just if you have old browser, you just use var. If you have a new browser or any old browser, then you also use let. That are the same, but this is older one than this. Now these two keywords are same. Now we talk about third keyword, that is constant. I write here const and x is equal to 15. If I write here alert of x, now what is printed here? If I save it and refresh, so now you see our 15 is alerting. But if I want to update this value, what happened? I write here x is equal to 20. If I save it and now refresh, nothing has happened. So how to find error? That we talk in previous lectures. We go to here and go to inspect. After go to inspect, we go to here console. And console, you see here uncaught type error assignment to constant variables. This means that we do not update the constant variable. This is just once. This is constant values, means it is not modifies any other. So if I remove this and save it, now I refresh. So now you see our 15 values here and our error is removed because we remove from here x. That is why it not printed x, because constant variables we do not update it. So that is the difference between var, let and constant. One more is, if I comment out this, and one more is x is equal to 10. That has not any keyword. And if I alert this, alert of x, save and reload. So now you see our 10 is also printed without any var, let and const keywords. So I recommend you to use these var and let keywords, and if you do not want to change your values, use const keywords. Do not use without keywords, because this is a bit confusing if you want to project on long term. So I comment out this. Now that is the basics of var, let and const keywords. So now we make here simple projects. We make projects if input here and the button here. Now when user input some values in input, if it clicks on buttons, then our value is printed here. So for this I simply use here in HTML, because this we use in HTML, and in HTML I write here first input, that is used for text, and I remove this name variables. Save it and reload. Now our input is here, and the second one I want a button. I write here button and click me. Save and reload. Now our button is printed here. Nothing has happened because we do not have any JavaScript on it. Now another things I write here p tag. P tag, for this we wanted to update our values. I write here this is first class of variables, and save it and now reload. Now our three string printed is here with our input text, our buttons and our paragraph. Now in JavaScript I want two functions on this click me. For this we use here IDs that we talk about in last lectures. For accessing this button, I write here ID and I write here my button. Now go to down here, and after this I want to functions on this click me buttons. When I click on it, it shows me alert of anything. Now I write here document dot get element by ID, and I use here my button, that is our button ID, my button, and dot on click functions, and function, and here is curly braces, and in this code blocks I write here alert and success. If I reload and I click on it, so now see our success is alerting because we write here alert, and in double quotation we write here success, and double quotation is printed as it is. So if you want to run projects for a long term or a big project working, you need to step by step. For this is easy to debug, and we have simple step by step process for easy for us. So that is why I check here first alert, that is our function is successful. Now I simply remove this. Now I want, if someone enters here any value, and if I click on buttons, we printed alert functions. So for this I write here variable text entered is equal to empty. So first I want here text entered variable entity, and I write here var, that is our var type variables, and first this is empty because it stores our value. I write here text entered is equal to document dot get element by ID. Now I want to ID of this input text. For this we write here ID, and we write here input text. So save it, and in this I write here input text. Now we want here the value of we entered. For this we write here dot value, that is used for to get value from inputs or any type of others variables. So if I save it, now this our variable is text entered as an empty string because we want to store value of our input. So I write here text entered, and after this I write here document dot get element by ID. Now our ID is input text because we want the value of this input. For this I write here input text, and input text gets value, and dot value is used for to get value from any input. If I save it, now I reload and I write here hi, click me. Nothing has happened because we do not have any alert functions. So after this I write here alert. Now I want here text entered value, that is entered in input. So if I refresh and I write here hi, and if I click on it, now our hi alert is printing is here. If I write here any other types, I write here easy, and if I click me, see easy is here. Now our program is step by step correction. Now I want to change this easy and to this. I want to change any type I value here. Instead of alerting, we want to print out to this. For this, we use here paragraph, and to access paragraph, we write here ID. I write here ID, and I write here text, simple text, ID here. Now after this, I use here document dot get element by ID. Now our ID is text. For this time, we use here inner HTML that we see in the last lectures, because when we print anything in the browser body, we use here inner HTML. I write here inner HTML is equal to Now I want here the text entered variable. If I save it and now I reload, if I write here hi there and click me, so now you see hi there is printing is here because our input is hi there, then I click me and our values change. If I write here learn with easy and click me, now you see learn with easy is printing here. So that is our mini program. So go to practice this. So here we end this lecture. Please like the video and subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon. Thanks for watching.